Today we're going to be talking about health benefits of badminton.
So I'm Brandon. I'm a resident physician in physical medicine rehabilitation, so called physiatry. And I've been playing badminton since I was in junior high. So that's a lot of years. I don't even know how many years that adds up to be.
Okay, so I'm Chris, and I am a grad student in the Faculty of Kinesiology. I'm doing my master's here.
Hey.
And I have been playing badminton since about the end of high school. So however long you want to think that's been.
I'm just Matt.
Tell us about yourself, man.
I am a kinesiology undergrad here at U of A. My major is adaptive physical activity. Mm-hmm.
So do you want to talk about some of the things people could do now, despite not being able to play badminton?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
So the first thing we talked about as one of the components in badminton was your aerobic component. So that's the ability of your body to utilize oxygen. So that is something that can be trained and is not very sport specific, but it is something that you can work on despite not being able to play badminton. So going for runs, riding your bike, those types of exercises will improve your VO2 max, which is what we use as a marker for aerobic fitness. So you can increase those levels back to similar to how they were before you stopped playing, but you won't be as efficient. So your muscles may have detrained a bit.
Yeah. Some things that I've been doing with some friends, including badminton friends and different groups of friends, is actually having like these online workouts where we do these fitness activities. And depending on the group, we can make it as specific or as general we like in that sense. So some of the things we've actually been doing some badminton drills even. And if you can think, like, you need very little space if you're doing some of the basic footwork that we do. Of course, you're not going to be running not a lot of people have enough space to just be running like a full court length. For example, if you're thinking that side-to-side motion when you're trying to receive smashes, and practicing that motion and trying to master it, just like fast feet, getting your feet moving at the same time so that you're ready to react and have like a split step before you're going to your shots. A lot of those are quite specific, but on Wednesdays I actually kind of lead a workout where we use cards and like they represent different exercises. And one of my friends, he's a badminton player in Toronto, and he's actually very highly competitive. He does like the circuits. Sometimes he's going still coming to Alberta for some of the tournaments. And he says I think this is the most balanced my body has been in a long time.
Yeah.
So this is a good time for like a lot of your chronic pains that you develop from these muscle imbalances to heal up and kind of focus on, maybe I can't keep up those specific skills in badminton, but it's time to work on other things and be able to balance out your body in that sense.
Yeah. So what Brandon's talking about is definitely a lot more sport-specific stuff. So badminton involves lots of side shuffling, lots of lunges. So you can still do those as exercises to kind of keep up your badminton fitness. So doing fast side shuffling side to side shuffling and picking up shuttles, doing step forwards and backwards and doing lunges or lunging to the side. So obviously those are a lot more sport-specific. So those types of activities will definitely help coming back. And if you want to try and maintain your fitness. But again, you can do more general stuff, but it won't be quite as good. But lots of people don't like just running drills for hours.
Yeah. Just like the Ariana Grande song, Side to Side.
Yeah.
That in the background and have a good workout.
And I like Brendan's comment about how him and his friends have set up a kind of workout routine or a workout sheet. Is yours is competitive, you said, or? Are you competing against your friends or?
We started out as a competition, but we realized it's actually just as fun even if we don't make a competition. Like some of the stuff that we've done, example like plank to failure, like some of those.
Oh yeah.
But we basically just have cards that we throw out, and we all try to finish our entire deck. So yeah. So
I'm doing something similar with my friends where we have a Google sheet with all our names, and we've got a point scoring system. So ours is just based purely off time to allow any sort of activities you want. And it will be very light activities. So we had walking as 10 points, light jogging is 20 points, and then really high intensity stuff as 30 points. And that's all per minute. And so we're trying to compete to see who can get the most points by the end of the month, right? So got a bunch of people working out doing 60 minutes hard on a bike to try and get as many points as possible. It's definitely a good way to keep motivated, is having a social group and have a little bit of friendly competition to keep each other active.
Yeah, like we were saying, because badminton in our environment, the U of A, it's a very social thing as well. And so losing that side, find ways to kind of stay connected still, whether it's through sports, whether it's through like staying active or even just spending time together, having a chat, having dinners over Zoom or something.
Yeah.
And Chris, you're leading that board, right? On the exercise?
Oh, I'm leading it right now. Last month I got absolutely destroyed.
But you're leading right now. That's what
I'm leading right now. I've been doing at least 50 minutes of hard biking every day. Bare minimum, I think I need at least that if I'm going to compete with some of my friends because they go too crazy.
Nice. You don't necessarily have to be focused on badminton things and like very sad that like, oh man, I'm losing all those skills that I was starting to develop in badminton. Like you can work on other things, and it'll be interesting once you get back into badminton to see how well those translate.
Yeah, that's true.
And so we've been talking mostly about lower body exercises. So as far as upper body exercises, so badminton isn't a strength exercise so much. It's more of an endurance and power exercise as far as it comes to your arm, right? You need to have the muscular endurance in your arm to do swing after swing after swing, and you need to have the power to be able to do it quickly, so be able to use your muscle groups as fast as possible. And that's something that is very hard to train in an outside badminton scenario. So the way I was thinking of it is, just because you're not playing doesn't mean you can't do shadow drills where you're just practicing swinging over and over again. So if you really want to maintain that strength in your arms, that's definitely something you could do. So just like practice swinging backhands as fast as you can, as hard as you can. Practice doing forehands. So you could even do full circle drills where you go from the high forehand clear and then you work your way all the way around to the high backhand clear. So do a full circle in front of your body, just to keep your arms strong through like that full range of possible areas where you would potentially hit a shuttle. That's a good way to maintain that strength, is just keep doing those badminton exercises. I'm not sure if Brandon or Matt can think of anything else.
If you have the space, you could do footwork drills maybe.
Oh, I think Chris was talking about upper extremity, like your upper body.
Oh yeah, right.
But you could do combined footwork and then upper body as well. So you could isolate doing side shuffling as much as you want to be your upper body aerobic exercise, and then have like shadow swings as something separately. But you could combine them too and end up just doing drills. You don't necessarily need lines or need a badminton court to do those badminton drills.
Just don't hit anything.
Yeah, you just need the space, which is one of the hardest things.
Yeah,
so.
I would say it's quite competitive. Like he would train his upper body by actually using a hammer and just kind of swinging that hammer, right? Because it's an object, but at the same time it doesn't take up that much space. Just don't destroy your house.
Take up a construction job, and then you have an excuse. You'll get paid for swinging your hammer.
Yeah.
So we expect to see a bunch of people out on their front lawns just doing drills and swinging their racket like crazy people, because that's what I'm going to be doing.
I want to see hammers instead of rackets.
You want to see hammers? I think you'll have the police called on you if you're on your front lawn with a hammer.
I have a strange man swinging his hammer. Is Yumo having a sale on that portable net yet?
Portable net. Yeah, we need to get a net set up and do some street badminton.
Street badminton.
Oh man, brings me back to the day I started off playing badminton outside.
Oh yeah. Me and my dad, when we went on holiday, we just used to just try and keep the shuttle up as much as possible on like a very windy beach when we used to go on holiday.
Yeah, that wind factor is huge.
Oh yeah.
Entirely.
I don't know if I'll be able to. I'll probably get too frustrated now by the wind if I go out and play, but.
Yeah, it's tough now. I've seen a video though, like back when Hong Kong, like they were having typhoons and stuff. I was playing against the wind, like it kept blowing to him, so you just like hit it back, coming back because of the wind. Not even a wall, just the wind.
So everyone, keep your eye open on the weather network and look for days with strong winds to go out and play badminton by yourself.
Make sure it's only blowing one way, or else you have a problem picking it up.
Bye bye birdie. What has been your favorite exercise to do recently?
So I've been doing a full kind of body resistance exercise. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite. Recently, I've just been enjoying actually my 50-minute bike rides. Even though I'm at home and I'll be in front of a TV biking, it's still like, it makes me feel so great afterwards. And I know that I'm doing good for my body. As far as other exercises, I think just getting out and going for a run or going for a bike ride because the weather has been so nice recently, getting out and being active, because everyone's felt so isolated, or at least so contained these past couple weeks, that I feel like the physical benefits and then the mental benefits of going outside, getting some fresh air and exercising has been like my greatest kind of exercise moments.
Chris, couple of weeks. It's been like 10 weeks.
I've lost track of time.
It's getting
Same as Chris. I've been running and biking a lot more. Like I've probably explored more of the city than I have in the past like few years just by biking and stuff. But like if we bring it down to one exercise, I'd probably say jump lunges. I never realized, like, because I've only done like a few of them at a time, but actually having it time, like trying to do example like 50 in a row of jump lunges and stuff, those kill you. But they're actually great for badminton too, because of all the lunging that you have to do and keeping proper form so that we don't roll our ankles, damage our knees. So yeah, that's probably my favorite, but also least favorite in a sense.
Yeah,
it's so hard.
Well, if we're going to talk about favorite but least favorite, I'd say part of my resistance training, like it was just body weight stuff, and I was just doing body weight squats over and over again, as many repetitions as I could. And although it was a killer, it's a great exercise for like strength through a full range of motion, right? Which not many exercises have, such like a large range of motion. So that's certainly my favorite and least favorite.
I would say, like, for me, I think it's the different variations of push-ups I've been doing.
Oh, yeah.
Been helping a lot with, like, my chest, my shoulders, my triceps.
What variations of push-ups?
Like diamond push-ups, wide grip push-ups too. And would burpees count, or is it just like a...
Well, burpees counts for
Consider that partial push-up jump, but...
I could say, I've done a few plyometric push-ups, I guess, which helps with like explosive upper body strength.
Clap push-ups?
Yeah, clap push-ups and stuff like that.
So that's certainly something you always want to do whenever creating any sort of like training program, is try and mix it up a bit. Yeah. Even if it is just changing your hand positions when you're doing push-ups. I think you'll really begin to appreciate that variability after a while. And I know I'm enjoying cycling now, but I'll start to cycle more outside, and then I'll start to mix up where I'm riding my bike and the different routes I take to make it more interesting. But I think variability is certainly a key thing to any exercise program.
Yeah, it's huge. Like the other part of variability is also progression. So rather than just kind of throwing in random exercises to switch it up, progressing, like if you start off, like Matt said, with like regular push-ups, and then you find ways to make it harder, because any exercise you can make harder, and it doesn't necessarily have to be from like weights that you add. Example, if you're doing push-ups and then you progress to like diamond push-ups, and then you're progressing to like clapping push-ups, and then clapping it even behind the head, behind the back, and like there's always different ways to progress it. Of course, in a safe manner, but you should always be working at getting better at something.
Yes. I think that's all the time we have for today, friends. So thank you for listening, guys, and that was the tea.